Manchester City have had a £30 million offer for Spain left-back Marc Cucurella rejected by Brighton, who value the 23-year-old at £50 million. City have been offered Benfica's Spanish full-back Alejandro Grimaldo as an alternative option to Cucurella. Barcelona will make a final attempt to sign Sevilla and France defender Jules Kounde, despite acknowledging they are unable to match Chelsea's £55 million bid for the 23-year-old. Barca will turn to Manchester City and Spain centre-back Aymeric Laporte if they fail to sign Kounde. Manchester United and Chelsea are competing to sign Bayern Munich and France defender Benjamin Pavard. Leeds United have rejected Newcastle's £18 million bid for English midfielder Jack Harrison. Nottingham Forest are exploring a deal for Nigeria striker Emmanuel Dennis, with Watford wanting around £25 million for the 24-year-old. Borussia Dortmund are weighing up a move for Uruguay striker Luis Suarez after his contract with Atletico Madrid expired this summer. Chelsea are struggling to attract bids for Spain goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga and Germany attacker Timo Werner because of their wage demands. The Blues are also finding it difficult to offload players such as Belgium striker Michy Batshuayi and England midfielder Ross Barkley. Paris Saint-Germain have offered Roma the chance to sign Netherlands midfielder Georginio Wijnaldum. West Ham would prefer to sign Blackburn and Chile striker Brereton Diaz ahead of Burnley's English winger Dwight McNeil. Juventus are discussing the possibility of ending the contract of 31-year-old Wales midfielder Aaron Ramsey. Aston Villa and England under-19 midfielder Carney Chukwuemeka is not interested in signing a new deal at Villa Park, with Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund monitoring the 18-year-old's situation. AC Milan are in talks to sign Tottenham's English defender Japhet Tanganga. Brighton want to sign Austria midfielder Florian Grealish, who is a free agent after his contract with Hoffenheim ended this summer. Aston Villa and Leicester City are interested in PSV Eindhoven and Ivory Coast midfielder Ibrahim Sangare. Bordeaux and South Korea striker Hwang Ui-jo claims he has an offer to join West Ham this summer. Newcastle are tracking Red Bull Salzburg and Slovenia forward Benjamin Sesko. Queen's Park Rangers have agreed a deal to sign Brighton midfielder Taylor Richards on a loan deal. Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp says new signing Darwin Nunez had a perfect night as he opened his club account to score 4 goals in the Reds' 5-0 win over RB Leipzig at the Red Bull Arena. Mohamed Salah opened the scoring before Nunez added 4 after the break. Nunez has been under close scrutiny from fans since joining from Benfica for an initial £64 million, which could rise to a club record £85 million with add-ons. That's the best way, obviously, to stop all these discussions, said Klopp. We always think that if you pay a lot of money, then the players feel no pressure or whatever. They are all completely normal human beings, and the first touch is not perfect, then all of a sudden. This generation of players read social media, which is really not smart, but they do. All of a sudden you get in a rush and these kinds of things. He's a different striker to what we have or what we had, but he's a really good one. That's of course a perfect night for him. Senegal's Sadio Mane was crowned African Footballer of the Year for the second time running at the Confederation of African Football Awards ceremony in the Moroccan capital Rabat. Mane scored the winning penalty as Senegal beat Egypt in a shootout in this year's Africa Cup of Nations final to lift the trophy for the first time. I am very, very happy to receive the trophy this year, Mane said as he collected his prize. Mane beat compatriot and Chelsea goalkeeper Edouard Mendy as well as former Liverpool teammate Salah, whose Egypt side lost February's final. I thank the Senegalese people and dedicate this trophy to the youth of my country, added Mane, who also helped Senegal reach the World Cup and won 2 domestic cups with Liverpool. Everton boss Frank Lampard has told his players they have to be better, I have to be better, if they want to avoid another relegation battle this season. Lampard was speaking after his side's 4-0 defeat by Minnesota United on their pre-season tour in the United States. The players have to understand that we were in a relegation battle for a big portion of last season, said Lampard. We had an amazing night against Palace and an amazing run which was great historically for the club, but as soon as that finished, I put it to bed very quickly, so the players better put it to bed as well. We were in that fight for a reason, and if we don't want to be in that situation again, they have to be better, I have to be better. Lots to think about, lots of work to do, said Lampard. What matters is where we are at in 2.5 weeks. If there is to be good to come out of this, the players and the dressing room have to understand that they have just put in a very poor performance individually and collectively and been well beaten. Lampard says there is a void in forward areas while through the team there are things that I want to strengthen. He added, the lads have trained well out here, they have trained hard as they should do, but that performance should give them a real something to think about on the plane home because it has certainly given me something to think about. Former Manchester United attacking midfielder Jesse Lingard has completed a move to Nottingham Forest on a free transfer. The 29-year-old, who has 32 England caps, becomes Forest's 11th summer signing after they won promotion to the Premier League. Forest have not disclosed the length of Lingard's contract. He joins former Manchester United teammate Dean Henderson at the ground, where he will wear the number 10 shirt. Southampton have agreed a deal to sign striker Sikou Mara from Bordeaux, says the French club. The League One side added that the move for the 19-year-old was subject to a medical and agreeing personal terms. Mara scored 6 goals in 26 league appearances last season as Bordeaux finished bottom of the French top flight. In total, the France under-21s forward has 7 goals in 35 league games for Bordeaux. Brentford are set to sign ex-Burnley captain Ben Mee on a free transfer. The defender left the Clarets when his contract expired following the club's relegation to the Championship for the first time since 2015.